Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day for markets, a beautiful day for getting outside, whatever there is, or staying inside like Tucker and enjoying your Apple Vision Pro. Welcome, guys, to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Tommy. You guys also know me as Snorlax. See, I changed it up this week, Max. I'm joined by Tucker, Jackus, and Max. Welcome, guys. I hope you all had a phenomenal weekend. I'm sure Tucker spent most of the last few days on his Apple Vision Pro. It's a shame we don't have the doctor here yet. I can't wait for the doctor to see the Apple Vision Pro goggles on Tucker.
He's not ready, man. He ain't ready.
I don't think the audience is ready. A reminder that this is, by the way, there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets, guys. And little bits like this are exactly why. But real quickly, guys, before we start cooking, before we start sharing that big juicy alpha, before we start sharing the chart that's currently on Tucker's, or that's displaying on Tucker's goggles, we're gonna need you guys to smash that like button. And we'll bug you again, of course, but it is a Monday. We're trying to set the tone for the week. I'd really love to see us get up to 100 likes on this video today, guys. It's Monday. I know you guys are energized. Maybe you're a little bit sleepy from Sunday, but it's not like you had the Super Bowl yet. No hangovers, nothing like that. Nothing too much going on from a sporting perspective over the weekend. So I know you guys have the energy to be able to hit that like button. So I'll try not to bug you too much, but here is your daily reminder. But let's talk markets, guys. Like I said, happy Monday. We had a bit of a squeeze overnight in Asia and Europe on Bitcoin. So far, it has been met with a bit of a selling presence in New York session. We've heard exactly the same thing really over the last 3 or 4 weeks, right? Like selling pressure on Bitcoin in the New York session. It's kind of a theme at this point. But even still, and Jack has pointed this out before we went live. Bitcoin has had a lot of selling pressure in New York over the last few weeks, but spot CBD has ultimately been moving higher throughout this time period. So I do think that people are still buying the coins, even though we are kind of in like this bear chop and range, right? And I think that really sets a very positive stage over a higher time frame for Bitcoin price appreciation. I mean, really, we got to squeeze in altcoins. I'm looking across the board, things like SUI up a lot. I guess some ETH derivatives up a lot. And really, over the weekend, this was something that I noticed was ETH getting bid back up much more strongly than Bitcoin. And I guess last night was kind of the exception, right? We had Bitcoin moving off the low a bit more aggressively. I want to say at the highs today, it was up more than Ethereum. But over the weekend, any weakness on the lower time frame, you could look at ETH and it was getting bid back up very, very strongly. And I think that's been the case really over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, ever since it bottomed roughly. Maybe somebody can correct me on that. But I do think we are slowly but surely transitioning into, a period of ETH outperformance. I think the magnitude of which can be debated, and it certainly will be debated by all of crypto Twitter and all of financial Twitter. But I do think that there are the signs there for a rotation into ETH to begin. It is kind of a now or never type of thing, and I think that ETH Bitcoin is kind of giving you that vibe as well, right? I mean, it's gone sideways. The structure looks good. It looks bottomed. If it hasn't bottomed here, then ETH Bitcoin is probably going a good bit lower, and ETH is probably going to bleed a good bit more against Bitcoin. So with that said, I mean, let's talk about some equities. I guess they're down today, which is not completely surprising, right? I mean, some mean reversion after, equities last week, guys. I know we didn't really talk about them a ton on Thursday and Friday, but they pretty much just ripped straight up after Powell stopped speaking on Wednesday. After we had that macro stuff out of the way, we had a lot of I would assume puts and hedges come in on the wake of all of the macro stuff that we had last week. And whenever you have puts and hedges come into this type of market for the S&P, for the NASDAQ, they've been used as fuel for over a year. So why would we expect anything different? We got a huge ripper on Thursday, Friday. And now I think we're probably seeing some sort of natural mean reversion and pullback from that market right now. But more notably in equities is what Max has pulled up on the screen right now. The dollar is showing a little bit of strength. Is this going to peter out and potentially even make a new lower low under the range that we've kind of consolidated in? Or is this going to continue to grind up? And obviously, we've said it before, the higher that the dollar grinds up, the more pressure that puts on liquidity, the more pressure that puts on financial markets. And it is obviously a bearish catalyst that we have to pay attention to. But welcome, guys. Happy Monday. I did kind of ramble a bit today, but I felt like it was all very relevant and pertinent information. We've got some very interesting charts setting up, I think. Bitcoin, maybe going sideways, maybe ranging, but altcoins providing exceptional rotations. ETH maybe on the verge of popping off, and then in equities, we've got the dollar at inflection points. We've got the S&P ripping. We've got small caps on the verge of breaking out. So I think quite the stage, all things considered.
Hello, Tommy. Hello,
Sorry, I had to ask the question. What are we seeing in the markets?
Oh, well, first of all, I have this conspiracy theory that Will came to the show. He see Tucker in the Apple Vision Pro and he disconnects.
He ran for the hills, man. He couldn't handle it.
He couldn't.
Tucker, can you imagine fading the Apple Vision Pros?
Dude, I could never imagine fading anything Apple, man. I couldn't. These are insanity. You guys have to. Max, you got to pick yours up, bro.
Okay, dude, so here's the thing. I'm in Palm Springs right now, and I found an Apple store like 25 minutes away, and I had them in my cart to go pick up at the Apple store. And then suddenly it just changed from available for pickup to not available for pickup. I think they sold out. So
they're flying off the shelves, man.
It's over. It's over for me, man. That's Signal. SPX 6000 coming up. Apple Vision Pro.
I mean, we're in price discovery, man. I don't know. I mean,
here's what I think most people are fading is they don't even realize that Tucker's not putting these goggles on as a joke right now. He's literally enhancing his experience, and he's not going to take them off.
Dude, you guys are operating here, and I'm now up here.
The enhancer.
Yes.
All right, but for real, let's talk about this little chart here. We're going to get into crypto. But if we're being honest, I mean, this is somewhat problematic for risk if DXY really starts to run away here. It's still not my base case that this happens. I think we're probably going to get stuffed before we make a new high. But it doesn't look great. I mean, we're seeing a lot of DXY strength, and I just drew a few little pivot points out on this chart. You can see that a lot of the major the major pivots where equities go on to rally aggressively or also sell off aggressively have been really dependent on what DXY is doing. It's the appetite of, do investors want to hold, I guess, quote unquote, stable, their version of stable coins, right? Do they want to stable up into their fiat currencies, or do they want to play with volatile assets, I guess, like the S&P 500, like individual names? So right now, clearly there's a little bit of risk off signal, but the big question is this going to basically just be a DXY range where we're probably going to get stuffed at 105 and then move back to the range low and maybe even go lower? Or is dollar milkshake going to be a thing and we're just going to rally up to like 150 and all the doomer bears were correct, But either way, this is not great for risk. I think if I want to look at it glass half full, right, you have DXY strength, like tremendous strength from this most recent low, and risk has just kind of been moving sideways, so it's like we're not dumping or anything, but I think the DXY rallying will probably be too much of a headwind for equities to really aggressively rally, and also crypto. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Looking at the dollar chart right now, what it kind of reminds me of is that consolidation Bitcoin spent the first quarter and a half of 2022 in, and that big high that we had in September or October looks a lot like the Do Kwon high, which, if it's the same structurally, you would expect this current move on the dollar to probably reject pretty soon and not make new highs. But if that's the case, it's going a lot lower.
Are you
So-
talking about this one, Tommy, over here?
No,
Yes.
no. Please don't show.
Don't show.
Don't show. This was only for the BB members on the Discord. This graphic.
I see.
Well, that's my opinion on the dollar.
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, like we're just in a range, you know, like we're just in a range here. And even if we want to flip this, right, just for perspective. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's even just get rid of this, right? If you were just looking at this chart right here, I probably wouldn't be super bearish this right here. I mean, I guess it's possible. I'd more so be looking for this level to get hit. I'd be looking for this liquidity level to get hit. So probably a move, you know, like this, you know, and then, I mean, then I guess I'd be open to whatever, but truthfully, I would expect even lower, you know, but I think, in my opinion, this looks more like we already took out this level down here. Like this is sort of your deviation. This is your sweep. And now I feel like we're coming back to retest this demand level. You know, this is basically your mega demand. You've got a weekly order block protecting it. I don't know. I'm just not. I feel like this is your target right here, 99. I feel like you want to take out this liquidity. Like you took out this side of the range. Now I feel like you're going to want to take out this side of the range. You know, even like clearing this up. Let's just mark it out. I guess you could maybe target this level too if things got really crazy. But I would say it's more so like this is probably your liquidity level. Like this is your buy side, sell side liquidity. You already took out this side. Now we want to take out this side eventually. But yeah, I mean, the big question is like, you know, where does it stop? I would argue really shouldn't go deeper than here. Like this is your demand zone. And again, this is inverted, right? So, you know, it's flipped, but I'm just trying to provide perspective, right? Like if we were looking at it like this, just so we don't go in with a huge bias, what would I be looking for? I'd be looking for this level to hold, and then if things get really crazy, like I guess in our favor and things are bullish, then I'd maybe even look for this level right up here. Like this is high time frame supply. I mean, it's really demand, right? Again, I like to flip it just because in the moment you kind of get a big bias attached to things, but I would even prospect something
Max,
like
what
this.
happens
Yeah.
if we flip that demand level you have there?
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. That's not good for
It's
risk.
not good.
That's actually really, really, really bad for risk. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you saw us do something like this and then lose it,
Bad, yeah.
I mean, this is where it's like really like I don't even know. I don't really even want to entertain it yet because it hasn't happened, but like this would be so bad for risk, man, if we lost this level. Like then at this point, let's just flip it. Let's just do this. All right. So this is local supply. And then this down here, we'll just call this like mega demand. All right.
I knew that's what it was gonna be.
Dude, that's
it
what
was
it
either
is.
mega demand or concrete. There was one of the two.
Fine, I'll put both. Mega demand / concrete / imagine baiting. All right. This is your level right here. This is like the generational bid spot. If this was like Bitcoin or your altcoin, you shove your net worth down here. And then this we'll just be a little bit more specific. Local supply, not mega supply, just local supply. All right. If you flip, we'll be a little bit more generous. Let's just do right here. If you flip local supply, oh dear. Oh dear. You know, because then, you know, we go way back on the chart. Then it starts to look like, these levels might be in play, you know, and that's really just the worst thing possible. That's the worst thing possible for risk. So here's what I want to do. Actually, we're going to save this just for a moment, because what you really want to avoid is if we start moving up here and you flip that local supply, then what happens is this might be your like previous range high, and this might be like a breakout, you know. I don't know, maybe this would be, you know, this is like your range low, that's range high. You really don't want to see us move up here because equities are going to nuke, in my opinion. I don't, this would, I mean,
I think the most upside I could see on the dollar would be something like, and if you invert it, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I think it would have to look like the USDC crash on Bitcoin, where you just put in that super, super deep wick into the FVG, and then you get a really, really aggressive bounce out of it, which in this case would be a really ugly rejection. So if the dollar does come up there, then, you know, it would get rejected. But I would say at this point, I'm kind of more inclined to thinking that the dollar will go lower before going higher.
What fundamentally would even cause that though? Like we need to see like a reacceleration in inflation and immediate rate hikes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, because I don't think it would be some like it wouldn't be some like natural Forex like behavior. It would have to be like Powell's like, all right, we're hiking again. Like, you know.
I do think inflation is an underappreciated risk for the second part of this year that people aren't really talking about. Like, inflation will probably spike back up at some point this year. It's anybody's guess when that's going to be, but the consumer has been very, very strong. I do think spending.
Though?
Why?
Yes, why?
What do you mean why?
Why will inflation spike back up?
Because the consumer has been strong. Spending has been strong. I think there's enough trickle down effect because of the overall wealth effect of, you know, something like the market that inflation hasn't, or it probably hasn't completely gone away. And it might flare back up closer to the summer. I would think around maybe May, maybe June, but it's just kind of an idea. Cause I'll be honest, like nobody is talking about the possibility, at least it feels like, in my circles, nobody's talking about the possibility of inflation coming back, being a tail risk at a certain point this year.
No, because that's like the most bearish scenario for sure. Like,
I don't agree with CPI going higher because we had no printing over the past year or so. We had you know, the Fed balance sheets going down. We you know, oil is not going up in price. So there is really no, and we know that CPI is a year-on-year change, right? It's, you know, not something magical that's happening right now. It's a difference of the past year. So I do not really see CPI going higher until we at least see oil going significantly higher, or until we see big M2 supply change.
Well, CPI is gonna be. I agree. I don't think trickle down and wealth effect is enough to substantially send CPI higher. I think just the base effect will probably keep it between like 2 to 4%, probably. Just, you know, like the base effect, right? Like last year we had lower, so it's gonna be harder to keep it down. But I don't think, on a year-over-year basis, obviously, but I don't think we're gonna see some huge spike just because people haven't gotten destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
So for me, like, I agree that, you know, I do see in like, I don't know, 5 years the CPI spiking again, because they will obviously have to probably, you know, inject the liquidity in the markets again. We will see oil going up over the course of, again, you know, just putting in perspective, the next 5 years, cannot tell exactly which year. So I do think we will see the CPI spiking back up. But, you know, in terms of what happened in the past year, because we know CPI is a year-on-year change. So I have not seen in the past year anything that would signify to me that CPI should be going up. By the way, so Datafool was saying Tucker has incognito open. That's why
I don't even know what that is,
screen
bro.
black.
What is
I have
that?
no idea, but I was gonna say that, guys, Tucker bought the Apple Vision Pro so that he can see all his coins getting wrecked at the same time. You know, it's like left, right, up, bottom, middle, everywhere. It's like down, it's
Dude,
over.
that meme is real though. You can have like
Yeah.
deck screener and all this shit open at the same time. It's wild.
Yeah, imagine the Agger.
Oh, I might do it, bro. I might do it.
The immersive Agger experience.
Oh man.
Oh man.
You guys should look at your text though. I sent you a screen recording of what I'm looking at right now. It's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild.
I'm gonna have to take a look at it.
Yeah, take a
Where
look.
is it? Where is it?
So you're.
It's in the text chat.
Oh wow, dude,
Oh,
that's
man.
insane.
Dude, Tucker's host, or he's on Market Check from like Mount Everest.
Dude,
Oh my gosh,
it is unreal.
is that incredible quality? Like, does it feel real?
Dude, it feels I'm sitting on a lake right now and it's kind of sprinkling. Like it's unreal.
Is the quality like 4K? You know,
Yes.
so like, dude, that is wild. That video is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you figured out how to master Trading View with the goggles yet?
You can do it. You can't like it's not as because it's you just have to go to Safari. Like Trading View doesn't have an Apple Vision Pro app. Once they do, it'll be easier. But you can just go to Safari and go to Trading View and play around with it. But
You're gonna have to message David Bell about that.
Yes, you should.
Dude, you know what I'm worried about though, for real, is that people are gonna literally keep those goggles on for multiple days at a time.
Oh no.
And they're gonna completely disassociate with reality. And any modicum of a chance that we had of being basically a normal society with somewhat of a decent social skills, all out the window, man. Because those goggles are the first domino to fall. Eventually, it's just going to be like putting on Ray-Bans, like normal glasses.
Truly, you know? I couldn't imagine wearing these out in public. Like I personally, I personally would never do it. Honestly, like these are solely like, if I'm like, even for work though, they're kind of nice. But like, if I'm just like chilling at home, like doing work, and I have like Twitter and I have Discord and I have Trading View, like it's fire, and I have YouTube, whatever. But I would never wear them in public, honestly.
So I thought, you know, over the past days, over so many implications, which we can talk about sometimes, you know, and I think, you know, as with the first iPhone, right, over the next years, it will get absolutely insane. So many applications will be launching on it and everything. But, you know, I think, generally speaking, I think, as what Max was saying, there will be like certain groups that completely forget what's reality, and this becomes a new reality for them. Like in a way, we already had that, where some people, you know, just playing World of Warcraft, and it's their reality. The game is their reality, not the actual life. You know, they actually made fun of it in South Park and so forth, where they like lock up in the basement, the guys, and they just play all day long, and it's everything they do.
Dude, that's one of the best South Park episodes ever made, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. So that meme was the toilet, right? When they just sit there and not gonna do it.
He's like, "Mom, bathroom."
Yeah, that's one of the best.
No, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Do not want to go into details in the show, but you guys know. So we already had a glimpse of that, and I think there will be certainly a certain portion of people that will completely jump into that part of the world, and they will just create like what is reality in a way. Like we ourselves, you know, do not know if we live in a reality or if it's if where we live is just a, you know, some other side of reality that's coming from different reality, right? So what, like, it comes to what reality really is, and we do not know. So, but anyways, I think some people will start living in this new one with the Apple Visions Pro or generally VR headsets. I think there will be some portion which hopefully I'll be part of, where I try to find balance in things, right? Like it's just like with you know, I always say it's not about the thing, it's always about how you use it. So you can you know, you cannot live without water, you need to drink every day, but at the same time you can drown in the water. The same with fire and everything. So like, are phones bad? No. But if you are spending your whole day on a phone, then it's just crippling your life, in my opinion. So
I feel like we're going to see, the same way we see kids now just like bring around their device everywhere. It's going to be like that with an Apple Vision Pro in 10 or 15 years. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, they gotta make it smaller and less freakish, man. They have to. If you're gonna wear it in public, dude, there's no way.
But the thing is, Tucker,
man. People don't care at all, man. They're rocking them in public.
Yeah. But the thing is, even if it looks freakish at first, it's that, after a while, everyone gets used to it. And then it's like the new normal. Just like, when you had, I don't know, phones back in the day at your head, it also, especially the first ones, right? It also looked freakish. And then suddenly, people got used to it and like, so what?
Well, dude, if I was like going on an airplane or like, even if I went to like my apartment gym to like do the treadmill or some shit and just walk, like for sure I would wear them, bro. I just have like The Office playing over here and like Trading View over here. Like it would be sweet.
Here's the main question I have to ask you, Tucker. Why can't you just go to the gym and just work out and not be a freak with your goggles? That's the problem.
I mean, if I'm like lifting, I would never wear them. But if I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill for an hour while I like look at charts, like for sure I would do that.
Do you know why, Max? Because he is lifting, and on the right side there's Arnold Schwarzenegger telling him, "Pump it up, man! Pump it up!
Yes.
Go big or go home."
Exactly.
Or like old you ever seen like CT Fletcher? Those workout videos? Dude, you got to look up CT Fletcher, man. He used to scream at his biceps. He's like, "I command you to grow."
No
and he's just
way.
A huge dude. Yeah, man. CT Fletcher is the man.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah. I think there'll be, even nowadays, we see some parts of people that just completely try to disconnect from the new technologies too. So like I would say there are like three groups, right? There's always the one that gets completely addicted and just falls into it. There's one that's trying to find balance. That's always me, usually. And then there is some that just completely like try to refuse, they try to refuse computers, refuse phones. Like I'm not having a phone, I'm not using a computer, I'm not having a television, and I'm gonna live in a forest in a camp with people.
That's my wife, low-key. She hates all my screens. I have this giant 49-inch monitor, and she's like, "Your eyeballs are frying," and I was like, "Probably, yeah." Sounds
but
about right.
At the end of the day, right, Max, you are trying to find the balance between your wife, your family, and then you also have to work and do something productive, right? So it's like, it's hard to find a balance.
It is. It's definitely hard to find a balance. But I mean, you made a good point, Jackus. It's not the technology, it's not the vice that's the problem. It's how we use it, right?
Yeah.
You could literally kill yourself by drinking too much water. People do that, right? I mean, you could kill yourself by eating the food that we eat every single day. But it's about the quantity. It's about how you consume it. So yeah, one thing that I am a little bit worried about with the Apple Vision Pros is you're kind of like microwaving your head a little bit, low key.
Whoa! What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, think about if you have Agger going too, Tucker. I mean,
I can pull it up right now.
Just gonna be slammed.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like if you take a phone call, and they've done this before. There's been studies done. You have your phone up to your head for like 20 minutes on a call. The EMFs are potentially damaging to your brain. Like having all of that right there. So I just worry, like if you're in that thing for like 2 or 3 hours, are you just kind of like nuking your brain a little bit?
I mean, it's the same.
We will find out in 3 months.
It's the
Tucker
same
starts
thing
drooling, we'll figure it out.
It's the same thing as AirPods, bro. It's the same thing as AirPods.
No, it's not the same thing as AirPods.
Is. Dude, you got the AirPods thing,
you got AirPods for your eyeballs.
Oh, these things connect to AirPods too. I could put AirPods in and then it could connect to it. It's sweet.
I mean, you have a 4K TV with fans literally like an inch from your head.
Yeah. So
Man. I try to imagine how one day all four of us here are with the ski goggles on.
Oh yeah, you guys, yeah. Max, you'll quit fading, Max. Go get your goggles. You'll understand. You'll understand.
I tried to get the goggles, brother. They're literally out. I can't. I have to fade because
what does that say about them? That says they're awesome.
That's probably true.
Imagine how so many people buy them to watch the adult movies.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus.
See, that's a problem too, man. These people
are. Yeah. Imagine the young people's virginity has been going up a lot in the recent years due to all the adult movies. Not sure I can say publicly or not, but
man.
And now imagine with these Apple Visions Pro, man, it's like
it's
There's it's over. Maybe Elon Musk was right when he said that underpopulation is going to be our problem, because it definitely does seem like right now.
Yeah. Well, the population demographics, once a society hits a certain level of, progression, population demographics just go off a cliff. So eventually you're going to have all these countries that have a much older population than they're able to support.
Yeah, that's a great discussion on its own, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these squiggle smokes?
Guys, we need some shit coins on here.
What'd you say, Jackus?
Tucker needs his dopamine.
Yeah, I'll pull up Viagra. I swear to God.
A little addictor, right there.
Yes.
I said, what are these squiggle smokes? What are you cooking?
Just look. This is super high time frame DXY. Just kind of playing around with what, like what a new cycle could be. I mean, super high time frame, right? Like none of it is immediately actionable, unless you're, I mean, I guess it all is, right? Like you're swing trading, but just looking at where DXY recently rejected from, pretty interesting. It was this pivot point up here. So like this really high time frame supply. So I'm entertaining the idea of like, if this was our high time frame supply we rejected from, that maybe we're forming that right now. And this is this will be the next cycle here. So even if we do rally in the short term, maybe it goes something like this. But then, if DXY just nukes, from now through 2025 or something like that, we could really see like the melt up in stocks, so the exact opposite here. Let me just actually do this here. We will do move to existing pane above. And we'll bring all of this down. Right, so it's the exact opposite. So DXY down, SPX up. So I'm just looking at this going, maybe let me get rid of all this stuff. I don't know. I'm trying not to get caught up in the, the super low time frame stuff. But if this played out, we'd probably do something like this, and then bear market 26, 27, new bull market, retest supply again. I don't know, right? It could go on forever, but just trying to visualize like high time frame what we're potentially doing right now, because this top over here, this took years to form, right? This is super high time frame. So over here, it took 800 days to form this supply right up here. So we could just be doing that again right up here where we had, a crazy DXY rally. And I mean, it's taking 800 days to form this supply, and we're about to just distribute down to this previous mega demand. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about DXY right now.
That's legit my plan, and has been since the top.
So I stole your plan, Jackus. A thief?
A C4.
Here we go. Oh, Zeal Tucker, did those goggles pump your meta coins?
Meta coins. I don't even know what meta coins are, but I'm just gonna say
probably,
yes.
Yes.
Probably mana and sand. What is
Dude,
sand?
what isn't meta absolutely sending right now? Is that still happening?
It was.
Take a look at it.
Pull up meta real quick.
It had like a absolutely crazy gap, like Nvidia on the daily.
Oh my. Dude, look at this chart. That is unbelievable.
Daily max.
Oh no, I've seen gaps like this before. It's just going to go straight up, just like Nvidia did.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
To be honest, I'm surprised that it's like, what's crazy, right? So it's, I don't know if like this pump was due to the Apple Visions Pros or whatever, but like, you know, what's the timing actually there with the release, right? It got released over the weekend, so it kind of fits, right?
Dude, look at this too, how like
the gap.
Yeah, but I want to like it. There's previous all-time high.
Yeah.
There's previous all-time high. Like they both kind of happened above.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Wow.
It's going vertical, bro.
Dude, look at Nvidia. What in the world? Oh my gosh, man. Why are we trading crypto, man? Look at this chart. Why did we not trade Nvidia and Meta all year? Why? We got into crypto for the returns and outperformance, and then there's charts like this in Boomerville.
Yeah.
Like, why does Bitcoin not look like this? You know, Bitcoin should look like this chart.
Can you put monthly RSI on Meta?
Anything for you, Jackus.
Wait, is render pumping? I know they're like it was an Apple Vision Pro play, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
Dude, because Meta's issuing a dividend now, right? So is everyone just going crazy over that? Their show of strength.
The
dividend. Everybody wants
boys.
their little yield.
Oh, Coinbase is down almost 9% today. It's kind of surprising.
The name of today's stream should have been "We are trading the wrong market."
We literally are, though. Like, I'm not even. I mean, we're not, but we kind of are low key.
We're absolutely not, Max.
Well, time will tell, right? But this is. I mean, this is hard to refute right here. Let's just pull up Bitcoin, man. Let's look at it. Let's have a fun discussion.
we gotta be fair, right? So when we are measuring BTC, we gotta measure it against SPX or Nasdaq. When we are looking at certain stocks like Meta or Nvidia, if you look at coins like, I don't know, Solana or they did outperform still, coins like Meta. So just to be fair, it looks, none of these coins are at all-time high. That's true. Like Solana is not at new all-time high, but it did outperform Meta since the bottom. So
yeah, but here's the difference: is you're talking about blue chip tech companies that have market caps bigger than Bitcoin. Ordi's a micro cap shitcoin. So if I could just throw my money into super stable, safe, mega cap tech, it's like I should be able to throw money in Bitcoin and ETH and have comparable, if not outsized returns. So it's like if we want to compare shitcoins like Solana, Ordi, whatever, we should be talking about like
but we're talking about 1 year. 1 year max. Pull up like the 5-year return on Bitcoin versus the S&P. All right.
That's also a great point.
Let's be fair.
It's actually not performing that much better. That's the sad part. Look at this.
Well, the other way around. The other way around. BTC versus Nasdaq. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do QQQ.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. No. I'm not
right. But wait. But QQQ is 3 times Nasdaq, isn't it?
Boom.
No.
Dunked on.
Yeah.
That's TQQQ. This is just This is just the Nasdaq ETF.
All right.
Max, don't try to manipulate.
The manipulator. No, but for real. All right, let's actually have a discussion about this. I promise I'm not going to paint crypto in a bearish light. All right. Why won't my damn?
I will win this, Max. I'm operating on a higher plane now. Unlimited information at my disposal.
Okay, let's look at this then. All right, so going back to let's just say here, even I want to just talk about like this cycle, right? So let's just look at here.
It's so funny when I'm looking at Tucker. He's like always moving his head left and right, and I'm like, what he keeps looking at, man? Over there.
I got trading view over here.
Yeah.
And then I got you guys right here.
So over the past 2,380 days, Bitcoin against the NASDAQ has basically been in a giant range. And I'm not saying that it won't break out of it eventually, because this range might actually be more of a channel, right? Like we could do something like, like this, who knows, right? But it's just as of right now, it's kind of like, I don't know.
What's the percentage gain, Max, since 2018, since it entered this range?
Right here. This is 2017.
Go ahead and pull that. Go ahead and pull that up. Oh no.
So if you bought the exact range low, what if you bought anywhere in the middle?
Let's say you bought. Let's say you bought 6K. Let's say you bought 6K, which is a fair, average interpretation.
Where's 6K? Like that, like right here.
Yeah, let's just exactly. So still good.
Yeah, but man, we need more parabolas.
We do.
Because what if we do this, man? What if it's just over for the crypto boys?
It's over.
It's a halving year. It's over for the TradFi boys.
Yeah, all right, well, it's on the halvings actually. So May of.
What if it doesn't have to go all the way back to the bottom of the range and it just does some sort of pull? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to do a COVID, but like we got to pull back around the time of COVID.
Tommy wants COVID. So
I'm not saying we're going to have a COVID. I'm just saying like we could have a pullback and stay in the upper half of the range in the same way that COVID retested demand.
No, I know. I saw an interesting tweet of the Nupal chart. Did you guys see that?
What the hell is the Nupal chart?
Net unrealized profit and loss. Come on, Max.
Oh,
I like it.
These are all the Bitcoin halvings, by the way. This is Bitcoin NASDAQ with all the halvings. So
by the way, there was a question for me. So just quickly, do you use 4.236 FIB extension Confluence at all? Yeah, I do use FIB extensions as a Confluence tool. I actually just did a video recording for the BB Academy that's going to be releasing soon, where I talk about them. But it's a Confluence tool. It's not a holy grail tool, just as anything. Just wanted to keep that in check.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Here, I'm gonna send you guys the tweet that's a little bit bearish. I don't know who this guy is. He's probably a clown, but I'm gonna put it just from a brief glance, it seems to be a bit clownish. But here's the tweet. Somebody share that. I put it in the private chat right there.
Oh no, this guy! I haven't opened the tweet yet, but
yeah, exactly.
Whatever it says, this guy just kept saying, "Hey, let's go short. We're going to 20K since basically 25K." So
yeah, no, that's exactly why I prefaced it with that. But I think the chart is valid. Honestly, the Nupal. Just pull it.
To be honest, Max. Not saying that Tucker. All right, so yeah, I mean, exactly as he points out on the chart, right? Just like in 2016, that's where I think we are. And there is another great tool. Yeah, and that's exactly, there's another great tool for that. And that's called the MVZC, I think, score, right?
Yeah, MVRVZ score.
Yeah, and that's based on miners. And I like that even more because miners essentially are like the price of BTC is heavily dependent on miners. So I like that even more than this one. I'm not saying this is not useful because it certainly is a lot. But yeah, it does tell you, like if you look at even at this chart, you see that the market always peaked at the blue. There are these blue peaks, and that's when there was the market, which, by the way, once again confirms that most market participants have been, that the top has been in April 2021, which is something that has been vastly speculated on. And there are many people that say, no, bear market started in November 2021. And I always said, no, it happened in April 21. And I've seen so many indicators pointing to the fact that the bear market really started. Like the peak actually happened April 2021. And then what we got was just a deviation above.
Yeah, so basically what this chart is showing, right, is like if you peek into the green and come back out, that's usually a local top, right, which is what we've seen. So time-wise, 2019 doesn't really make sense where we bleed for 6 months. That doesn't make sense to me. But there was a time in 2020 in August as well that we've looked at that looks pretty similar. We didn't peek into the green, but it looks pretty damn similar to where we are now. So I either think we're there, or we're in the 2016 where we poked into the green right before the halving, nuked, and then ripped. Either way, this is bullish, so.
Yes.
I think we're replicating a bigger version of the 2017 cycle, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to even go here? I mean, I'll take it here.
Let's go.
I'll take it here. I mean, we'll do it.
The chef is about to start cooking.
117-day simple moving average. That's all you need. Right here. Here's the Bitcoin halving. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? You come back, you retest it.
Go to current for me.
It's kind of crazy we are not at the halving even, right? And I still think that because, again, this bear market started very early in 2022, and that's the reason why we are halving in a perspective of the halving and its times. We just had the bear market come very early in the cycle. Again, in April 2021, basically the bear market starts. And we also started the bull market earlier, in my opinion.
I'm literally refusing to sell any of my crypto until I get some concrete evidence that this cycle is different. Because as far as I can tell, like we just spent, let me pull this up now. I'm not done yet. All right, here, I'll get rid of these fractals just for now. All right, I tweeted this out the other day. All right, I'll get rid of these fractals. I'll get rid of this fractal. I'll get rid of our TD9. That's fine. We don't need that right now. Here's our 518 days of despair. This is your like bottoming accumulation. Like everybody just hates their life if they're in crypto, trading way down here, right? So like the green box up here, I'll just even make them like, I'll just make it purple. All right, these purple, there's just a lot of green on the chart. The purple box is like your bull market euphoria. It's just everyone, it's a new paradigm. Everybody thinks that they're going to be a bajillionaire. They get their friends and family into it, which always ages horribly. And then
you're saying I'm not going to be a bajillionaire?
No, I'm saying you are, because you refuse to sell your coins right now. You are Diamond Hand Tucker. So then we enter the despair zone, 518 days. This is, I mean, it's on the weekly, so it shifts it, but 500 days. And then you reclaim it, okay? And then you reclaim it. You never enter this zone again. And the difference between June, July of 2019 and where we just were, even though they both hit the golden pocket, which is what all the, these guys are talking about. We hit the golden, and this is not exactly, we hit it. Okay. My golden pocket's adjusted, but yeah, we hit that same level. That we hit in June of 2019, which is why everybody's like, yeah, it's the exact same. But the difference is we should have done that. If it was the exact same, then it happened a lot quicker. Like we should have exited this despair zone like right here, rallied, and then, you know, maybe then come back to like 28K or something. It's not happening now. It's not happening. You will be a sideline copor, and that's the end of the discussion. Okay, so if we look at the pi cycle top indicator, which by the way has literally called out of the last five tops, it's literally called 4 of them. The only one it didn't call was the 69K double top. Okay, but it's called literally every single one. We're gonna go through them here. I know this is kind of like your normie indicator, but do not fade the pi cycle top. Crazy. Called this top. It's when these two moving averages cross. Called this top. Boom. Called the 2017 top. Boom. Called the 64K top within 3 days. Boom. It didn't call this last one, but actually where I find a lot of signal out of it is the bottom line. Like when you get a solid reclaim, retest, and hold of this bottom pi cycle top indicator line, this moving average, and it's pretty close to the 117-day moving average. That's the blue line that I have drawn. It's not perfect. I don't even know how it's calculated exactly, but that's like the start of your bull market, especially this distance out from the halving. It's like, I look at this right here. We exited our 500 days of despair, dip, retest, and just rally aggressively. It's like, I'm not selling. I don't get it. Like, I'll sell when
fucking selling.
I'm literally not. I'm not selling. I won't do it, man. I won't do it. It can't happen, man. I will not get cheated out of my bags because of bullish chop by a bunch of people that literally don't know how to diamond hand, man. You got to know when to diamond hand. All right. This is crypto. You want to be a scalper, go trade Forex. Okay. This is crypto. You want 20-point moves? I want 2,000 to 20,000% moves. Okay. I know how to scalp. I'm choosing to not do it. I refuse to do it, man. I will sell my coins. I will jeep my bags when these top indicators, which have actually worked for a decade, not just this one. There's like 5 other ones that I watch as well. Not the Newple that Tucker has. Like, I'm not even going to talk about him. I'll talk about one more. Okay. So, and by the way, this is going to come out for BB Terminal. There's going to be a whole section of like my favorite actual like high time frame top and bottom indicators that you can't have them on TradingView. Okay. They're like on-chain things. One that's super reliable as well is percent of supply and percent of loss, percent of supply and profit and loss. Okay. That one's super reliable as well. It's like, you really think Max is going to jeet his bags 70 days out from a Bitcoin halving right here? You are absolutely crazy. You are out of your mind. I will hold through some of the most disgusting bullish chop you've ever seen, and I will accumulate every single time we dip. It's not happening. I refuse to jeet my bags. It's not happening. It's not happening. I will not do it.
Max jeeting his bags would be the Max we could not respect.
Thank you. Sometimes you got to just know when to just to toughen up, you know? It's not fun to hold through this crap. It's certainly not fun, but you got to know when to just man up and go for it.
I'm having fun, man. I'm having a great time. I'm about to shove Dimension tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Dude, I've got stables ready to go, man.
Same.
Tucker, look at look at your eyes, man. Look at the screen. Do you have like
hey.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to say that, but I was waiting.
It goes away.
It literally looks like
10 minutes.
Slopes. Like it literally
10 minutes.
Just give it 10 minutes. It'll be gone. I had him on a little tight. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, that's the microwave effect. That's how the
No. Oh man,
Tucker just cooked himself to a nice crisp.
I remember this guy. This guy's a fucking Chad, man. Sorry to curse YouTube.
Who?
Chad. TB.
Yeah, man. TB's the man. We were just DMing the other day. He's bullish right now, man. Don't fade TB.
Good.
He's
Tucker
a good dude.
stoned.
You will know exactly the people that live in the metaverse from now.
Dude,
You'll go around, you'll look at them, and you will know who got microwave.
I mean, you have to look at your face and think your cheeks look a little red, brother. You might have just nuked your brain a little. No, come back on camera. Come back on camera. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. For now. We'll see.
It's not the microwave. I just had them a little bit tight for the show. I wanted it nice and tight, you know.
Yeah, you can't have that light slipping through the bottom. You don't want that.
No. They have like a light thing you can put on them too. I haven't used any of that, but
What is the light thing?
It just blocks out every single possible area of light coming in, which is hilarious.
See, that's where people get stuck, man. There's going to be people that like,
yeah.
I just know there's going to be a bunch of weird, obscure cases that we see where people like spend a week in there and they just go crazy and they have to be admitted to like a mental hospital or something.
No, honestly, after like an hour, you're like, all right, this is enough. Like
you are, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those kids that like scream at dinner if they don't have their iPad in front of them, you know, like 13-year-olds that are like really poorly behaved.
It'll definitely be like a generational thing, like of how much people use them. Yeah.
You had a normal childhood though, man. You had to go outside and play. A lot of the kids growing up right now, they just whine their parents are just going to stick a VR headset on them and be like, shut up while we eat. And they're just be weirdos. Yeah.
That's real.
I mean, the thing is really that I thought about this, right? Because like I remember my grandma was like had a problem that my mother was doing something, then my mother was having problem that I was doing something, and you know each generation has something that the new generation basically gets addicted on. You know, people got addicted to the hard drugs, then it was the soft drugs, now it's social media, and it can be anything, and it's not really again, it's not the tool, but it's about learning or like teaching the young ones to approach these with a balance, right? And I do agree with you, Max, that there because the young ones are not being taught this, right? They're being taught like, hey, don't do hard drugs, right? Don't do cocaine, don't do heroin. But you know, in regards of social media or you know the adult movies or anything, they are not being taught there, and they get easily addicted. And I do see some younger people that just completely disconnect from the real life or the life we are living in, right? And they will get hooked up in the metaverse, basically.
Oh, completely. It's a little bit worrisome. I mean, it's not going to be a Tucker thing or a me thing, you know, but
yeah.
I mean, I spend a lot of time on my devices, mostly working, but it's like I'm still, you know, I'm still very much so like tapped into like my computer and stuff like that. Someone asked me about Alephium. Pretty bullish on it, man. It's I mean, it's a really cool project. I own some. You know, it's a bit of a meat grinder on the lower time frames, but you know, I think it could hold here potentially. Like super low time frames, I guess I would look for this sort of wedge to continue to play. You know, something like this. You know, I'd like to see this continue to coil right here, and then eventually break out above. It's really this level. Like you want to see 215 eventually break out. But yeah, I mean in the short term, it's like maybe back down to $1.85, $1.90, something like that. Eventually you want to see it break out above 215. I think you get back above, you know, 215, really, really solid level. I think you can go a lot higher. I mean, the market cap on this thing is like it's like 100 or 150 million or something like that. Proof of work. They're doing some really interesting things. They actually have working dexes and stuff like that. You can buy NFTs on it. It's cool. So like for a new fresh chart that's a proof of work L1, pretty bullish. I mean, for it to pull a 10x from here and join the, you know, the billion club, it really wouldn't even be that crazy for this thing to pull a 10x. Like it just wouldn't. So, I mean, even from here, it's at $2 right now, give or take. Pull a 10x. I think the market cap's like between 100 and 200 mil. Could this thing go to 1 or 2 billion? Absolutely. You know, it's like, it's definitely something I want exposure to because I think what they're doing is cool. They have a really great app as well. But yeah, from a technical perspective, you know, I just look at it right now. We're just kind of compressing, but I would definitely watch this bottom trend line. You know, if we go down here and we go down to like 160 and then come up back here to retest, I'd be a little bit worried, but I don't know if it will. You know, I think it looks pretty solid up here. Hopefully they get some more exchange listings, but yeah, I think that Alpha looks pretty good.
Max, there was a comment from Barry. You want to address that?
It's Chili's. Yeah, man, I'll never do that, man. Even if I wanted to, my wife wouldn't let me. She's so like anti-tech, like we turn the Wi-Fi and power off when we sleep at night, She's she's a conservative hippie. I always call her that. She's a conservative hippie.
It sounds like you two balance each other, don't you?
Oh, it's great balance for sure.
Yeah.
Great balance. Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah. One day we're going to have a Women of BB, and we're just going to stick all of our significant others here on YouTube to talk about their experience in crypto.
I don't think
they will talk about their experience with us.
Yeah, they never shut up about these stupid coins.
Oh man.
Let's talk about ETH, boys. Look, this is the chop zone. This is the chop zone of death right here. Anything in here? Chop zone of death right here. Careful within the chop zone of death. But I also think it's pertinent to recognize that this was a range right here. And we broke out of it. This doesn't feel like a deviation to me above the range high because we've spent over 2 months above the range high. We're in the chop zone of death. I'm telling you, this feels like they had a chance to break us down here. They couldn't do it. So if we get back above 2,500, then I think that's where you kiss ETH goodbye. That's literally.
And we have Link leading right now, which is pretty interesting. It was in a very similar type of, either distribution or accumulation, and it broke higher. So that's, to me, good signal, the potential that ETH will follow up in a similar matter, right? And I mean, I think you nailed it there, Max, when you said that, like, at the beginning, when you were kind of frustrated, right, at how Meta and Nvidia are pumping, and crypto is like, meh, whatever. And this is exactly what's going on. We've been going up on Ether since, May 2022. But let's not sugarcoat it. We've bottomed in May 2022 for Ether. And since then, it's been going up, but everyone's freaking frustrated at ETH. Everyone's calling it a shitcoin. But all it has done was nothing but go up. That's the hard truth. And even now, people are like, fuck you. Sorry. ETH, go away. And it would not surprise me for it to really start like ripping from here as everyone gets chopped and frustrated, and they're like, I'm done with crypto. I'm longing Meta right here, and
and then that'd be so bad to do that.
Yeah.
Mac, let me show you something real quick. You're gonna like it. This is good propaganda.
I was just showing this chart. So real quick, like, am I still up?
No, hang on.
Wow, he Tommied me. Oh,
I gave it back.
Wow, man.
I did Tommy you pretty aggressively there.
All right, so I just real quick, and then I'll give it to you, or you can Tommy it, whatever. Link up top, ETH down below. You can see that Link topped right here on November 9th locally, and then started to range and just basically did nothing. And while it was topping right here, you can see that ETH was really just starting to rally, and ETH topped January 10th. So when Link moved sideways and it led this rally off the bottom, ETH it rallied for like 60 more days. So now that we have Link moving up again, I can't help but think maybe, just maybe, it's going to finish its rally. ETH is going to keep moving sideways, grinding up a little bit, somewhere in here, and then just forget about it, and then it just goes like crazy, and Link probably moves sideways. Like, this isn't super pretty, but if there is a rotation here, I think this is probably what's happening. All right, Tucker, you can Tommy it if you'd like.
Boom.
Oh, bang. Look at that thing, man.
All right, so this is ETH from August 18 to September 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the block to pay attention to. Okay, this is the block, right? So bear market, this little consolidation here. Okay. I mean,
it's clear as day, isn't it?
It's so clean because like what we did here is we came, we popped, we kind of retested it, and then it was up only.
What did like Bitcoin and total 2 during that time, Tucker? Like did total 2, like did everything leave? Was ETH lagging everything like it is now, and then it just kicked everything's butt later on?
What do you want to see, total 2?
Yeah, I just want to know like similar conditions. Like the fractal looks the same for the US dollar pair, but conditions, were they similar? You know, what did Bitcoin do during that little drop and retest? What did total 2 do during that retest?
Total 2.
So BTC was retesting 10K at that drop, but I want to see what Cardano was doing at that time.
Cardano?
Yeah.
Total 2 did the same thing. Exact same thing. This block of price action capped downside.
Brother,
you're just looking at ETH twice. You're just looking at ETH twice.
Yeah, that's rude. You said total 2, man. What? Oh, shoot.
I think I know I did, but you just have the same chart pulled up.
Okay,
side by side.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll give you that. That's fair. That's fair.
He microwaved his brain in the Vision Pro. It's not his fault. Talk with CEO Cook.
We're gonna forget that happened. Okay.
I love it. Look at it. It happened exactly the same.
Total 2 was a little bit weaker, right? But I mean, if we do the same thing today, like
it's similar. It's really similar. Yeah.
Yeah. What did BTC do?
I did a 10K retest at the time.
Yeah, so where would that even be? BTC just looked different though, man. Like
as it is right now.
The cycle before this.
It's doing the same thing again, actually, though. Like we're way above that spot. Yeah. And that pullback didn't even get us close.
Then what happens? ETH catches up. Ooh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Who could have foreseen?
The ETH vacuum will be respected. That's what people fail to remember is the vacuum that Ethereum is. When ETH moves, your precious altcoin will sit there and pay respect, and you will sit there and cope because you don't own any ETH because you were told that it was dead and you believed it. And it's a tale as old as time itself. Okay, ETH will be a liquidity vacuum. I don't know.
Whenever people forget, the market is there to remind them.
And I'm also here to remind them as well. So I'm the market.
we are the reminders for sure.
Yes.
Can you look at the same thing you were just compared to ADA? That's, in my opinion, could be interesting.
Yes.
Because Cardano was like Solana of the cycle. Like that.
I don't know what root protocol is. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, man.
Can you imagine if ETH volatility died that much more for another 3 months?
Yeah, I mean the halving is right here. So 13K.
I mean that actually I feel like it actually might, Tommy.
Wait, that would be ETH trader cope at that point is just like yeah. But I could see it. I could see it honestly because I feel like you'll probably you probably will see the Sol ETH pair top months before the the ETH parabolic top, right? I mean that much just kind of makes sense. But yeah, I'm just thinking about like if ETH traded in a range that tight for that much longer, man, I think people would go crazy. Ideally, you'd see like those are the conditions that on-chain would run in, but ETH on-chain has been so dead. I kind of wonder what the catalyst is going to be to revive that. And there's like a weird part of me that thinks it might be Base reviving ETH on-chain, but I also think timing that rotation could be really difficult.
Dude, I literally feel like all that needs to be done to revive ETH on chain is ETH goes to 3,000. It's literally it.
Dude, this is the 8
I don't know, man.
Dude, if ETH goes to 3,000, I can tell you personally, because I am an ETH holder, I will start rotating out of ETH into ETH beta on chain when ETH USD starts really moving. But that's just me. Maybe that's the wrong move, but that was my plan.
I just don't know if 3K is enough anymore to get people off of Solana necessarily, unless, like I said, you have something on something like Base where they have huge incentives for like huge airdrop incentives for people to come on chain, because ETH doesn't really have anything that, you know, for speculators, like what incentivizes a speculator to come on chain to ETH right now? And there's not really anything. And I don't think that's a narrative that can be flipped with price necessarily anymore. I think it's more something that you would see if ETH does.
You forget AVAX, Tommy. You forget AVAX.
Well,
AVAX legit the same.
Really wasn't that.
No. When it was $10, nobody cared. Absolutely nobody.
Right. I'm talking about on-chain season specifically. I think ETH price, like ETH has plenty of catalysts for native asset price appreciation. I'm speaking strictly on on-chain activity, because I think if you do have, unless you're getting the parabolic ETH pump, that I think if you are getting the parabolic ETH pump, you will see money return on chain to ETH. But until that happens, I think every ETH pump is going to be used as an excuse to say, hey, this network, using this network still sucks. And then they're going to pump something like Solana again, until ETH hits like that point where it just goes completely parabolic over probably like a 4 to 6 week period. I think that'll probably remain the case.
Yeah. Anyways, Tucker, if you're pumping my Cardano back to $8, all right.
Yes,
I'm happy.
Cardano to $8 in a year from now. Exactly.
Imagine.
I mean, dude, that's the fractal. Like Cardano looks identical to how it looked back here. Look at that. I mean,
I'm still more bullish Solana, but I obviously do hold some Cardano just in case, and I do not know which one goes first in the next higher time frame. Like so.
I mean, either way, all these fractals say around April this year, things just start going wild, man.
I just can't imagine cheating my bags right now, man. I just can't even imagine it.
And then by summer, all these altcoins are at all-time highs. Oh my god.
Dude, that would never.
So like, this is the thing, guys, right? We zoom out and it's clear as day. But it's under 3D. And you have to, we have to, if we do come here, we come here today, tomorrow, on Wednesday, and it's going to be still the same candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the hard part, that everyone is looking under the lower time frames and they lose the sight of this. So it's as clean and easy as this, what you are showing on the chart. But the people will spend time on H4. They will say, oh, breakout is, breakdown is coming right here. We lost this H4.
To sell. I refuse to sell. Like I am not selling shit. I do not care. Keep your facts to yourself. I'm literally not selling anything.
Dude, this is perfect, man. Look at this. ETH, the top to the bottom,
Dude,
perfect.
What are we even talking about here?
This says we roll back over to like
where are we going?
20. The next bottom on ETH at 2200 is the bottom, is the shove before this.
If you even get it, I refuse to sell. Like,
I mean, dude, this fractal called 2700 back down to 2200 to a T.
Dude, what are we even talking about here, man? Like
we're just gonna do this, and then
I am bamboozled. That is the only word for it. I am bamboozled at some of the behavior and the cheating that I'm seeing on low time frame dumps.
I know.
How people will see a 2-hour flush down like 0.5% and go, "Oh my gosh, the top is in! I can't believe it! Oh, you should have shorted with me." Oh my gosh, man, it's craziness.
I cannot wait for the time when people come on these shows and are like, "Why are you selling your ETH, man? This freaking football star is starting to use ETH ecosystem, man. You cannot be selling it." I see that happening totally.
No, ETH is going to be at like 12,000, and then Cristiano Ronaldo is going to come out with some like ETH NFT, and everyone, why would you sell? Cristiano just posted it on his Instagram. It's so bullish, and I'm gonna be like, yep, I'm selling my ETH to all
the
of
mass
Cristiano's
adoption,
fans.
the mass adoption, and I'm gonna be mass selling.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy, man, crazy. I don't know, but here, you couldn't strip my crypto exposure from my cold dead body right now. I'd still have a death grip on it. It's not going anywhere.
Wait, Tommy, are you a fractal respector?
Of course, I'm a fractal respector, Tucker. I've been saying I think ETH is gonna catch a rotation soon. I just don't know what it's gonna look like.
It's gonna look like this, man.
Yeah, there he is.
Up only for a year and a half.
A year, basically, yeah, like 13 months.
Dude,
I don't know if I adhere to that, but I do think that ETH is going to catch a big rotation soon. And I honestly, like, I think if that does happen, you could see something like 3,500 in Q1. I think that is possible, but less adherence to the fractal that you guys have mapped out. But I could see it, right? I mean, if that hasn't played out, and I would say like if ETH hasn't really started moving aggressively higher in about 2 weeks, then I would definitely be a fractal respector.
Yes.
Because I do think that the summer in general is going to be very bullish for crypto. No fundamental reason for that, just with timing things out. I think Sol's next leg higher will probably begin in like May, June, roughly around that time. So that it checks out a lot with this this ETH fractal that you guys have.
Higher.
So, guys, I think this is where we call it because, Tucker, we have a very important call here in 15 minutes.
Oh, is that in 15 minutes? All right, let's do it.
Yeah, brother. We got a call. We've been going for 80 minutes, damn near. Guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, if you haven't yet, please consider liking the stream and also subscribing if you are new here. This show is Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern Time with Tucker, Jackus, Tommy, myself, and usually Will's Outlook. We talk charts, we talk price, we talk narratives. Generally, just have a great time. So consider not only liking the stream to help boost this to more people, but also subscribing to our channel so that you can be made aware of when we go live Monday through Friday. Now, guys, the most important thing. The first link in the description below, becausebitcoin.com/premium, will take you to our website where you can sign up and check out some of the reviews for our premium offerings. Right now, it is just a Discord, but I don't say just a Discord in a negative way because it is absolutely a tremendous value and absolutely worth the money. But I say it's just a Discord because right around the Bitcoin halving, which is not that far away now, we are launching our new flagship product called the BB terminal. It's basically a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto guys. So that will be bundled together with our current Discord and then a new Telegram. The price of our services is going to go up exponentially. So if you want a chance of getting into our Discord right now for $150 a month, which is basically $5 per day, and considering we do over 2 hours of private voice calls with the entire Because Bitcoin team and community, it's less than $2.50 per call. Plus, we have an active positions channel and TA, and we share basically everything behind the curtain that we are all personally doing in these markets and let you see for yourselves. So if you want to get in before the crazy price increase when the BB terminal comes out, consider checking out the first link in the description below sooner rather than later. And guys, I always say this because I mean it. I know how these things go. The BB terminal is going to come out. It's going to be an awesome product. You're going to be like, damn, I want to use this. This is fantastic. And then you're going to go to our website and then you're going to go, oh, I want to join the Discord now too because of all of the insights that they're sharing in conjunction with the terminal. And then guess what? The price of the Discord is going to be so much higher than it is right now. And you're going to go, oh, dang, I didn't know that. I must have missed it. You know, Max, you only said it every single day, you know, for like 4 months. I don't know how I missed it, but could you offer me like a discount code or like something? And I'm going to say, no, I'm so sorry. Like We ran like 20 different promotions. We warned you, you know, you should try hopping in now, I guess, but it's way more expensive and it's going to really bother you, you know? So I think we should just do this right now. You join the Discord. It's a fantastic experience. Again, it's $5 per day. We share all of our active positions. We narrate everything over 2 hours a day happening in these markets. Don't miss a beat. Join now. It's the first link in the description below. The only deal that we're offering right now, and again, it's very, very limited time, is if you go to Jackus's Twitter and look at his bio. That's the only hint I'm giving you. You have to do the rest of the work from there. If you go to Jackus's Twitter and you look at his bio, there may or may not be a deal there. I don't even know if it's expired yet. I haven't checked, but you might as well try that out. But either way, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Tommy, I'm going to kick it over to you to say final farewell.
Thanks, Max. Yeah, it is. It's pretty surreal that the halving is as close as it is, right? I mean, like just 2 months away, basically. And even crazier that the BB terminal is that much closer to being launched. Echoing everything Max said, guys, you're going to want to be, using that product at some point. And if you're not in the Discord, you're going to want to be in the Discord as well. So now is the best time to be hopping on the Discord deal, because once the BB terminal gets launched, like Max said, our prices are going to go up a lot. But that's all from us, guys. A reminder that Market Check is a daily show. We are live every single day, Monday through Friday, typically around 11 a.m. Eastern time start time, give or take a few minutes in either direction. And then, of course, another reminder that we also have Market Talk with the legendary King Wabi as the host. And that start time is typically around 4:15 to 4:30 Eastern time, depending on when our afternoon Giga Chad call wraps up. But yeah, guys, I felt like we had a very Apple Vision Pro Alpha themed Monday show. Great start to the week. Should be an entertaining one. I think the next few weeks are going to be pretty pivotal here as far as our high time frame trends go. But yeah, of course, like I said, we'll be back for another episode tomorrow. Thanks again so much for tuning in, guys. And if you haven't already, hit the like button on your way out. Thanks again.
Tucker.
Salute.
There he is.